This is the rhythm of the night.
Hey guys, Infiniti here, and this is going to be a video which isn't going to interest most of you guys, but anyone that's interested in PC building or PC parts or PC specs, this video will probably interest you. Because at the moment my PC isn't the best. It's decent, it's kind of sort of like mid to low range gaming, well no, PC, okay. It can be used for mid to low range gaming, and it's decent. I get decent FPS on most games, but I'd like to increase it. I'd like to be able to record in 1080p. I'd like to be able to stream in 1080p because my internet can support that. I'd like to do all these things which my PC is restricting me from doing so. Now, I've got a list of things of what I would like to upgrade my PC. Now, altogether, let me just have a look what this will cost. I've got two different monitor choices. Now, if I go with my first monitor choice, it will cost £723. Now, that is unbelievably expensive. I'm completely aware of that. And if you're from America, which most of my viewers are, that is $981.01. Just that 1 cent has to be awkward. Now, then if the second monitor is used, I save £200 and 568. And to be honest, I think I'll probably end up using the second monitor. But I'm going to go through everything what I'm planning on getting, and if you guys have, or if you guys know of a more reliable or better overclocked version, which is cheaper or the same price as these things that I'm getting, and the only things I actually need to upgrade are the CPU, the GPU, and the PSU, which is PSU, power supply unit, graphics card, and then the monitors, which I obviously need to upgrade too. Now, with the look of it, I lost my link to my CPU, no, my PSU, but I'll be able to find that soon. So, start off with the graphics card. Now, I've got to do the link because I don't have a clue what it's called. Now, there are many different variations of these graphics cards, and I didn't know how many different variations of graphics card there were because, to be honest, until lately I wasn't really looking into upgrading my PC. But this, I'm just going to go with, I'm going to miss off the first part, AMD Radeon R9 280, and it's not the 280X, I don't believe it might be the 280X, but I'm not sure. 827 megahertz, 3GB PCIe 3.0 HDMI, and I don't know what DD Core Edition means, but well, you know, it's, yeah. But I'm going with this just because it's got 3GB of RAM. Quite a few graphics cards now have 1GB of RAM, and you listen to people like Linus Tech Tips, and oh no, what's he called? I can't even think of the name. And they always say you're probably better off with going with 2GB of RAM because that will future-proof you. So I thought going with 3 would, you know, probably just do a little bit better. But another reason why I wanted this is because now there is the 290, the R9 290, which, and I think there's a 290X as well, but I'm not sure. Now the reason why I went with this is because the 290 has these mini ports, and I can't remember the name of it. Let me just have a look at specifications. I don't know whether it'll come up in here, but 2 mini display ports. Now, I didn't want mini display ports because the monitors I'm getting don't support mini display ports, but it does have 2 DVI. So there's DVI-I and DVI-D, which I'll be able to use on the monitors I'm planning on getting. So I'm going to get this graphics card just because it is a huge step up. But before I get that, I actually need to get my CPU, no, my PSU, goddamn, all of these, like, little things. There's the CPU, GPU, and PSU. There's so many S's and U's. Now I'll go to power supply because I found the link. It's at the bottom of the, you know, thing. I found it. Okay, now the power supply, I'm going with the Corsair 750W CX Builder Series 80 plus bronze PSU. Now, I don't know what any of that means other than the Corsair 750W. Now, I know people like Linus Tech Tips, and I'm going to have to look for this guy's YouTube channel because I cannot remember his name. Where are you? Austin Evans. They always recommend Corsair for everything. They just say Corsair is definitely the way to go, and this graphics card needs at least a 350W power supply. Now, the power supply I have at the moment is 300 watts, so I'm just short on that, and after once I've got my CPU as well, I'll definitely need a bigger one, and I could do with a 450 or 500W power supply, but I thought 750W, if I ever do want to upgrade my graphics card, or if I do want to upgrade my CPU, or if I then at some point want to get a water cooler, I will be able to do that with the 750W. Now, it was like a tenner more to go from 500W to 750W, and you know what, for the sake of a tenner, and for, you know, it'll future-proof me a little bit more with this. It also has the right ports and the right cable connections for the things I'm planning on getting. And if I was to upgrade my graphics card at a later date, it will also have the ports by then, unless they start to need like a kilowatt of energy, which is just ridiculous, and I wouldn't upgrade them. Now, my CPU, I'll tell you in the order I'll actually be getting them is the power supply unit, and then I'll be getting my graphics card, and then I'll be getting a monitor. Actually, no, I need to get the monitor and the graphics card at the same time, and then I'll be getting a CPU, and I'll read the CPU off now. Come on, yeah. Right, okay, the CPU I'm planning on getting is the AMD 760K. I don't know what any of this means other than the 3.8 gigahertz. And yeah, so that's £54. And to be honest, £54 seems very cheap to me. Just gonna say, like, very, very cheap. And again, this has been recommended by quite a few people, not quite a few people, but reviews, and it's also a few people that I've spoke to have said that this is a very, very good review processor, and it can supposedly overclock to 4.4 gigahertz. So I'll be fine with the overclocking. So, you know, that'll be fine. I don't know whether they do go up to DDR5, but this is DDR3. I know RAM goes up to DDR5, and I believe graphics card can go up to DDR5, but I know this is DDR3, so I don't know whether they can upgrade to DDR5. I dare say, like, the second generation of quad-core i7s can go up to DDR5, but I don't know, because, you know, I'm really not into that sort of stuff. Now, software side, I'm fine with. Now, physical side, I don't really know what I'm doing. So, my first choice of monitors were the monitors that Coty has. Now, I believe they might be the same with what Mason has, and I'm not 100% sure. He'll probably, if he watches this video, he'll probably comment in the description. And supposedly that link's broken, but I honestly can't remember what the monitors are. So I'm gonna try and copy the link, because sometimes this link does just completely screw up, which is kind of saddening. But come on, Link.
Yeah, but they are weird because they do play Go.
Come on, right, okay. They are the BenQ RL2455HM. So yeah, that means a lot to me. All I know is they've got either a 1 or 2 millisecond response time, and they are How big are they? Come on, let me find specifications. Come on. Okay, there's no specifications somehow. Like, well done there. And honestly, guys, I can't find any of the specifications. But right, they go up to 10 HP, and to be honest, I don't play 10 HP. I play 720p because I don't see a huge difference in them. So, there were 1 millisecond response time, and again, the difference between 1 millisecond and 2 millisecond response time is very, very low. So, I don't know. Personally, I barely see the difference between 1 millisecond and 2 millisecond when I actually see monitors. And I don't know whether it's different when in competitive gaming, when it's proper competitive gaming. I dare say there is a huge difference, but for this, I don't see a difference. So we'll go with the second choice of monitor, which is what I'm planning on getting. Now, I forgot to see how much they are, and I think they're like £151. Yeah, £152. They've actually gone up in price. Now, the graphics card's £154, and that's the most expensive part of my computer. So to them be paying £2 less for a monitor just seems very, very expensive. So I think I'm planning on going with these, just because I don't know. These monitors seem more appealing to me. They do come in, again, different sizes, but I'll probably go with the 21.5 inch because my desk's kind of small. So. And these are basically the same, other than they've got a 1 millisecond response time slower. So these are called the BenQ GL22050. 50 HM. Yeah, that means a lot. And again, 1080p, 1920 by 1080, obviously. 2 millisecond response time. They have VGA, so I could get this monitor and run it off of my current inbuilt graphics. Yeah, that's a thing. Graphics. But I probably wouldn't do that, to be honest. You know. You also have DVI and HDMI. Now, it annoys me when they have DVI, because there's a lot of different DVI. There's DVI-D, there's DVI-D dual link, there's DVI-I, DVI-I dual link, DVI-I single link. There's so many different. So DVI really isn't in, like, that doesn't tell you. So I am planning on having a triple monitor set up at some point. Now, if I get the same amount of money as what I have been doing, I will have this set up in a little less than a year. So I'll have it in sort of June time. If I get the same sort of money, I will have it in around June time. Now, that isn't only from YouTube, so don't you guys thinking like, oh my god, well now we can just work out how much this is and we can figure out how much it gets paid. That's not only from YouTube, it's things in real life that I do, and that is what I'll end up getting paid, so yeah. But these are £99, so I'm saving 50 quid, so to be fair, I'm saving £150 and getting these monitors which have a 1 millisecond less response time, and that's pretty much the difference. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll leave all the links to these in the description with the first monitor and the second monitor. If you have any improvement of better graphics cards, better power supply, if you have any improvements which are cheaper or maybe like 20 quid more expensive, which are a hell of a lot better, and you know they can be overclocked decently and they are reliable, because I don't want someone to just send me one that's being made by man on benefits in Japan that's just built it out of cardboard and tinfoil, because I don't feel like that would work. So if you do have any genuine better improvements, again, leave the link in the description to what they are, and I will check them out, and if you do like help me with that, I'll be much appreciated. But you guys, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later, as long as I can pull up Audacity quick enough.
It's a board game, but I'm never bored.